Miz on me, Miz on me, Miz on me. Thank you guys for continuing to follow the movement. Big Zo Podcast everywhere, Spotify and Facebook and YouTube. Click subscribe. Let us know what you think. Today's podcast is how to feel to be a minority at HBCU. Miz on me, Miz on me, Miz on me. Let's go, Big Zos.
Yo, Miz on me, Miz on me, Miz on me. Welcome to the Big Zo Podcast. I go by the name of Berto.
Your boy Beast on the beat.
Hey, today, man, we got a special guest, the homie, Dewey. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Dewey Tran. Currently a third-year doctor of pharmacy candidate at Florida A&M, and I'm glad to be here.
FAMU, Rattlers. Yeah, man. So what's going on with you, man? How you been? You been good?
I've been good, man. Just trying to make it, man. It's just a lot of pharmacy school's tough, but I'm about to become a doctor soon, so it's all good, man. Gotta grind it out and make it through. That's all it is.
So you about to be the money guy, man.
I hope so. That's what it is. That's what it's looking like.
Hey, man, we gonna start a conversation, start this topic. The number one, well, we gonna start it off, man, because I wanted to do a podcast with you, man, because I don't think I don't want to say it's crazy, but I just wanted to ask you a question, man. How does it feel being like a minority at a HBCU? And it's crazy when you think about minority, you think about like a black person among like a whole bunch of white people, but this one's different though, because you're Asian American, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So how is it like for you, man, just being around beautiful black people?
I mean, I love it, man. It's welcoming.
Hey, hold on.
Also,
Can I ask another question? Can you give a little background about your upbringing so we can understand?
Okay, no problem.
You a little bit.
So like, I went to like a predominantly like black high school. I went to Blanche Ely, so like that's where Kodak's from. Kodak went to that school, so I
Kodak free the ball, Kodak, man. Zo life, man.
Yeah, so went to that school. I mean, I just got accustomed to the culture. So I mean, it was either UF or FAMU, and UF just didn't give me enough money, so I just had to go to FAMU because they gave me that full ride. Pharmacy program's good. You know, I mean, I wasn't joining for the band, but the band was up here and joined that. You know, this the other thing I need to do up here, and you know, being successful so far. As being a minority, it's a different type of like, I'm not even gonna say it's racist. It's just a different type of attention because you can't walk on campus without an opinion being made about you. And I'm not saying it's like a bad opinion. It's just like, you know, you don't look the same as like the person, you know, that's next to them, you know, like you're like, I walk into Chick-fil-A, I can't walk in without having attention drawn to me, you know, that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, you know, I'm obviously not saying I had to go through the same kind of tension that, you know, African Americans go through, not at the same level, not even close, but it was still a different kind of attention because like, for example, when I was in the band, there was I was one of like, I was in the March 100. Yeah, I was in the March 100.
Okay.
So what instrument you play?
I play cymbals.
Okay.
So I was one of a few cymbal players, but like for some reason, I just got all the attention on me for some reason. I mean, it's not like I was a victim of like, I enjoyed attention, but I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't seeking it, you know, it just got brought onto me because it was just how I look, because I look like you don't see an Asian breaking down with cymbals regularly, you know, like that's what I'm saying. People are gonna notice that stuff compared to like, you know, another African American doing. I'm not saying that's nothing wrong with it, you know, it's just, you know, something you just see, you don't see out of the ordinary. So people like to draw attention to it. So I mean, overall, I do enjoy being on campus. You know, COVID's been kind of making us not being on campus because, you know, social distancing and everything. But as far as being on campus, I enjoy it. You know, I don't have a problem with interacting with people. You know, everything's great. I love being at FAMU.
That's what's up. Now let me ask you another question. So how is like let me get a perspective of your social life as far as like, you know, being a minority at a HBCU, being around black people. Like how's like relationship is for you as far as like relationship as far as like finding friends relationship as like joining like different type of organizations or groups, and how is it and a relationship as like finding a girl or something, being in a relationship,
Yeah, so like going with all that, just
your social life.
being, yeah, social life. I mean, it's not. It was a new take because you have to navigate differently. Because since you're just, you can't walk into a room without you people noticing me. At least it's just, people, you walk into a room and you're just different and people just notice you differently. And it's just the stigma now is just, you don't see an Asian or like a light skinned person at a HBCU regularly attending and being active and everything. You just don't see that a lot. So when I walk into a room in an event or like, I'm with an organization, it's like, oh my gosh, like who's this? Who's this doing this? It's like, I'm like, this is Dewey, cool. And then, I mean, nothing bad or anything. As far as just like joining organizations, everything's been welcoming so far. I did have a racist incident on campus. It was kind of uncalled for, but I put it under the rug. I did get denied into a frat because of my race. The advisor did have to apologize to me a few months later, but that's under the rug now. I don't want to, that's just something I had to personally deal with the racism. But nothing else really was a negative experience. As far as finding a relationship, it's hard to fit in because like
Hold on, before that, are you, when I mean find a relationship, are you looking for like, because I know in the Asian community, like Asian people usually date other Asians.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm asking, like, are you looking for like a black girl,
I'm
or
not.
you just want an Asian chick or a white chick or something like
It's
that?
not like I'm particularly looking for a black girl. It's just that's all I've been around my whole life.
Okay.
And it's just something that I've been naturally accustomed to. But it's kind of hard to adjust into that because most black females they find they want someone with like a darker skin complexion, and there's nothing wrong with that. People want to find what they're used to. People want to date who they can trust and everything. I'm not saying I'm not trustworthy. I'm pretty trustworthy.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, it's just people don't see, well, girls at FAMU don't see themselves with an Asian, basically. So it's kind of hard for me to just, pierce, someone's mind, to get even past that point. But, sometimes it does work out, sometimes it doesn't. So you just got to live with the punches. I'm not really actively looking for a relationship as much as other people. I'm really more focused on school.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be nice to have one. But, school
But
first.
are you open into dating like a black female?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely open.
Okay,
Definitely
so
open.
you want to be Chocolate City?
Hey, let me ask you a question. Were you born in Broward?
I was born in Vietnam, but I moved to Broward here when I was 3, and yeah, so yeah, that's basically it.
So let me ask you, when was the first time would you say you noticed racism, and like how different was it for you? What was your experience as a kid?
As soon as school started, it was just the first thing. I mean, obviously, the first thing you know about an Asian person is their eyes. It's different. We have smaller eyes. You just got to deal with it, First thing they notice, they start making fun of me with that, and then all all the racist sound, all Chinese, everyone thinks all Asians are Chinese, even though I'm Vietnamese. Like it's the typical things. But once you start getting into like higher grade levels, the insults get more advanced. They start insulting you on other things like stereotypes and all that. So I have to deal with that all high school. But I mean, it's just something everyone has to deal with that kind of stuff. People get bullied every day. You just gotta live past it and just live your life. And sometimes, obviously if it gets to the point where it gets harming to your life, you need to seek some help. And I really suggest you would, but I didn't have to get to that point yet where I had to really seek some help. I kind of just threw it out the window. Like, yeah, they're just insulting me just to insult me. Like, I'm going to be great in life, and I'm working towards that. So that's all that matters at this point. So, but
did you ever feel accepted like by the black community?
It depends on like what setting is in, because I did get denied because of my race to organization, and that's another topic. But
You talking about like a fraternity, right?
But
Yeah,
but,
I did
but
get.
I'm
I
talking.
got. Yeah.
But I'm talking about like in high school. Did it make
Oh, in
it
high school? No, I
yeah
never.
to like to make it cool enough to be like, okay, I want to go to HBCU and try that experience.
No, I went to FAMU because of pharmacy. It wasn't really because of anything else. Like I was really just for
Okay.
education. Nothing was really making my decision except for school itself. You know, I had to have a pharmacy program because I was the one I wanted to be. So it was either that or UF. But I mean, FAMU is giving me more money. You know, just friends were going there. Like might as well. No, there's no downside to it. So here I am, Tallahassee.
I wonder how different is it growing up dealing with your parents and dealing with the American lifestyle, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Us as Haitians, like our parents, there's some traditions that they keep, and like it's funny to us, like
let's just say
since we grew up here.
Yeah, let's just say family reunions were gonna be kind of interesting because I'm very like I'm not gonna say I'm fully cultured, but I've been around African Americans all my life, and I enjoy the culture. I listen to rap. My parents don't really like rap. I'm a different religion than my parents also. So like I'm a Christian, they're Buddhist still. So it's like I've come to like I'm not gonna say I'm fully part of the culture, but I've like explored the culture. I enjoy the culture. I really appreciate the culture, and I built like a foundation for myself that I can't go back on. So it's gonna be really hard to like. It's been really hard to relate to my parents now because I talk differently now. My slang's a little different. A little accent is gone. It's a lot of things are different now between my parents, but trying to make it work when I go back home. I'm an adult now, so they can't really say anything. So it's my life.
Right.
So yeah, but still love them to death. It's still gotta. I'm still with my culture. It's not like I still eat the foods. I go home, pray with them sometimes. Not pray their religion, but like pray for them. All that stuff.
Right.
But that's kind of stuff like that. That's still in our culture that I still do.
Now going to HBCU, were you able to gain like a lot of black friends, or you basically are by yourself, and like how is it as far as like friendships?
I've gained so many black friends, not even just black friends. I've gained friends from just all sorts of races. FAMU's more diverse than you think. You get to meet a lot of people when you're up here. And people just think it's just they say HBCU. They just think African Americans. It's not like that. I'm here. There's other people that are lighter than me that are at FAMU that I've met that have been lucky to meet. It's all about diversity. And as far as just making friendship, I'm digressing a little, but as far as making friendship, it was really easy. FAMU encourages friendships. Like you can't really, if you have not made a friend by the second week, not even the second week, the first week of your first day of classes, then you purposely did not try. You purposely try not to make a friend because it's so inviting. FAMU is just so inviting to build and network. Like you can't just go to FAMU and not make a friend. Like it's impossible in my opinion. But I made a bunch of friends. They're all my support network. And I talked to most of them a lot. Not obviously a lot now because COVID is kind of taking over our lives. We're socially distancing and everything. But as far as communicating, making a lot of friends in the past years, I have a big network, and I'm grateful. FAMU started that. FAMU got me out of my shell, so made me more of an extrovert. Throughout my life.
So how is it for you right now? Because you're about to graduate, you're almost close. What's the difference between like when you first started as a freshman and towards the end? Like how different is it for you? Are you more comfortable now, or are you more, like what's different?
I could definitely say I'm extremely more comfortable. Like I especially now with like online classes, like it's so comforting now that you can just wake up and just log into class. It was even without the online classes, even if it was just like you going up another level of a grade, each year you're out of college, you gain more, you gain a bigger network and more stuff is like progressing throughout your career and everything and your curriculum. So that just furthers your progression and the social aspect gets easier because you already know people, and then those people introduce you to more people, and your network just keeps growing and growing. And just being at FAMU just becomes easier every year you're at it. So in terms of that, you get every year you get more comfortable. You start knowing like how to, because like I remember the first day of orientation, I didn't know where anything was. And now I can basically tell you where every landmark is. So every year FAMU gets just way easier, especially once you get to your grad school classes, if you do choose to go to grad school.
I mean, obviously you go to HBCU, you're around a lot of black people. I'm gonna switch the question. Switch the topic. What was your take on, like, so when you hear the word, it's a 3-letter word, Black Lives Matter. What's your take on that?
I mean, a lot of people don't even know what it means. I mean, I personally, my take on it is, Black lives have been taken away from us more than any other lives. And we can't say, I'm going to go on a little tangent because I can't explain it out this tangent. Like, people keep like comparing Black Lives Matter to All Lives Matter. And the problem with that is like you can't say all lives matter unless you tackle the real problem, which is Black lives being the majority of our lives taken away from us, because they're the ones that are dying. They're the ones being persecuted, all dying for no reasons, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all these individuals. These are the people that are dying. And like, it's Black Lives Matter because it's literally Black lives that are dying. No other lives are dying as much as Black lives. And we can't, like, it's really, that's why it's so hard. Most people don't even know what it means. I can't even explain it personally, and but I still support the movement. But it's just hard to explain it in a way that it can make sense to everybody. So that's why it's really like a sensitive topic. But that's my take on it. Like, it's just like Black lives have been taken away from us the most, and we have to address that before we can say all lives matter. That's my take on it personally.
No, that's dope. Like, cause I know like people say like Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group, Black Lives Matter, hate the police. And it's like, Black Lives Matter is not a terrorist group. Then, you can't judge like an individual, one individual for a whole group. When people say Black Lives Matter, we're not saying like, oh, Black lives is the only one that matters. We're just saying like, okay, you're Asian person, your life matter. Or a white person life matter. But our life matters too. You know what I'm saying? That we're just saying, okay.
Hey, correction, he's not Asian.
I am Asian.
He is Asian.
I am Asian. Yeah, Vietnam is in Asia, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, he's a racist. You see how he's a racist?
I was correct you. My bad.
Yeah. So before I was rudely interrupted, I think that's what it means. Like, Black Lives Matter is basically saying like, yeah, all lives matter, but we matter too. Just like focus on, protecting us, having our back, and just taking us serious. But moving on, because I know we had a conversation one time, and you said, I think what's that dude that died in Georgia? Arbery.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah, Ahmaud. Yeah. You said I think you had a family member that used to where he ran or he got killed. That you had a family member that used to run over there or something.
Yeah, I had my aunt ran the path, and well, this is my cousin's mom, so my aunt, so she ran the path, and she posted on Facebook that she ran the path, just say, yeah, it's great running the path that Ahmaud Arbery died at, getting shot, being racially discriminated by. And then she got bashed on Facebook for just running the path and just posting about it. Like, oh, you're not Black. You don't understand. It's just like, well, and that goes on to like how I take on it too. Cause this is like, it's hard for like non-Blacks to support it, because if we don't support it in a certain way, we will get bashed for it, like, it was just like, it's just like, the immediate answer will be like, you're not Black, you'll never understand. It's like, okay, well, do you want us to support or no? Because like, it's just like, we'll support, but we don't want to get bashed for supporting. Like, that's not like what we're trying to do. Like, I personally, like I take really like I try my best to like be cautious of that. I donate when I can, go to protests when I can, all that stuff. But it's just like
Well, I think it's like a little
the first person will be like, you're not black, you'll never understand. You're not black, you never understand. It's like, okay, I probably never understand, but it's just like I can't support though, and that's what it feels like sometimes, And
Yeah.
everyone has their own opinions about this whole thing, which is really sensitive, and it's a lot of bias, and it's it's a mess. It's a mess. Let's just say it's a mess.
I don't think people understand. Like, man, black people is not the only people that deal with racism in this country, also. And I think even like what you basically said, like you deal with racism too. Like even like I remember I had a conversation with you. You were talking about how when the coronavirus came around, the things that you had to go through at your job. I mean, we're not gonna say where you work at, but you work in a pharmaceutical place. But you were saying like, just people, even if it wasn't at your job, but it was different stores, different places that, even if you like cough or whatever, people look at you differently. Cause maybe because, because like, just like when Beast was saying earlier, when I was like, you're Asian, you're like, you're not Asian. Like a lot of people don't think like, even me growing up in elementary, I had to learn like, okay, I thought all Asian people was Chinese. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not Chinese, but it's just weird saying, but that's why I had to learn in elementary. So I guess when you got our president saying this, Corona's like the Chinese virus, and people might think about, okay, hey, you might be Chinese. You know what I'm saying? So can you talk about how the coronavirus affected you as far as just social life and just being out there in the world?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it all started as one day I was working at my job. Obviously, I work at a pharmaceutical company, and I'm filling prescriptions. And one lady, I was supposed to fill her prescription, and she legit told me, she was like, "Oh, no, I don't want him filling my prescription." And it's like he might have the little virus thing. I was just like, well, I mean, in my mind, obviously, I know about the virus. I know how it spreads. I know everything. I'm not gonna say I know everything, but I know more than most people know about the virus. Is in my career curriculum. We have to get into the medical field, but
Yeah.
I was just thinking like why would you not want me to feel it? Because like, if I'm here right now, technically, if I had it, quotation marks had it, everyone here would have had it already. So technically, you're not safe feeling here anyway. So why does it matter who feels it? But the more important message was it was a racism message, because it was like she had no proof that I had it. Like, why would I be at work if I had it? She doesn't know how many times I get tested a week. I get tested every week because I just don't want to put people at risk, and I get negative every week, so no one can tell me nothing. So it's just having to deal with that kind of stuff. That one time I had to go to Walmart to shop, and I was just drinking water, and sometimes you choke on your water, sometimes you choke on your beverage and everything. So I'm just choking on the water and trying to get it out throat. And then there's one lady literally in front of me. The lady in front of me literally stopped. She looked at me, and then she left the line. Like, she's already in front of me. She left the line to go to another line when she's already in front of me. And it was just like, she was like, diseased fiend. She literally said diseased fiend. It was just, I'm just looking at myself. I'm just like, well, I mean.
What race was that?
Huh?
What race was that?
It was a Karen. The first lady at the pharmacy, she was African American, so I mean, it goes both ways. Everyone, every race got something to deal with. I had to deal with coronavirus. African Americans, Black Lives Matter. Every race, every minority race has to deal with something.
Yeah.
So
I think with this podcast, it makes a great point to like, we just gotta listen to each other more. You know what I'm saying? Most people just look at the color of the skin, but we have to judge the person as the individual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We so quick to stereotype people and put labels on them when really you don't know shit about them. So listening more, you know what I'm saying, encouraging these conversations and discussions.
So you said the lady at Walmart, it was a Karen. She was a white lady.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I'm gonna defend her a little bit, because Beast was coughing on the phone. I was talking to him, and I hung up the phone on him. So
I mean, listen, man. Like, it's. I mean, the cough is a cough. You can't like. I mean, some people cough. Some people cough from smoke. Some people cough from, the flu. Some people cough from, just choking. Shoot. So if someone's choking at a restaurant, and they're coughing up the food, you're just not gonna help them because they might have the virus when they're choking on the food. Like, nah, like that's.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I go to Walmart, every time I go to Walmart, the lines be crazy. So I need to bring you. I need to bring you with me. That way you can start coughing and you can.
No, I mean the rate.
I should have used you for Black. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I should have used you for Black Friday. Cause I was looking for a PS5 and the line was crazy. I should have used you. You could have been in there. You were not in front of the line.
The racism's died down a little bit. It's after everyone started getting it. It's like at that point everyone just has it. Everyone. It's no point in like trying to avoid it now. At that point, it's just like if you're gonna get it or no, because it's spreading so much. It's crazy. It's like, and it's just changed so many lives, the virus, and I could just spend so much time talking about it. Everyone just has their own perspective on it. Essential workers and then non-essential workers. Everyone. For me, especially, I benefited from the virus. Not saying I'm happy. It's here. I'm not happy it's here, but the fact that I got a lot more hours at work, I got to make money off it. I was an essential worker. I benefited from it, but I can't say the virus or the lockdown was a good thing because if I worked at like Guitar Center or something like that, and no offense to those workers, they do what they need to do. Respect to them what they do, but they weren't classified as essential. And that's just part of the government. They claim that. I like music, so I would have went to Guitar Center still, but it was like, they weren't deemed as essential. And, all those people that lost their jobs, they didn't want the lockdown to happen, So it's really, it's hard to tackle this virus because you can't say lockdown everything and social distance because then people are going to lose their job and, no one's going to be able to support their families. But you can't open up everything either because you're just going to spread everything. The virus is just going to keep spreading. So we haven't found that fine divide in our like how to manage this virus yet. This vaccine's coming. That's great. Hopefully it works. Hopefully, FDA. I trust the FDA. So looks
fine. So you're taking the virus?
Yeah, vaccine for the virus. It's coming out soon. It'll be here by.
I'm saying you're gonna take it.
I might have to. Yeah, because I'm a healthcare worker. So yeah. So, but we'll see how it goes.
Choice,
but, yeah. I mean, it's
life. Before we get out of here, man, let me ask you a question. Give me two things that you like as far as being at FAMU and two things that you dislike about being at a HBCU.
So just HBCU in general. Or in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I love one thing I love about FAMU is the just the social aspect of it. Obviously not now because of COVID, but FAMU forces you to be the social. There's so much to do at FAMU. Like every day is an event. If you just go on Instagram, you follow just a couple pages at FAMU, you'll find an event to do, and you can. There's study sessions, there's Bible studies, there's concerts, there's recitals you can go to.
Yeah.
Another thing I like about FAMU is just the culture. Everyone just has so much pride. Like homecoming. No, let me back that up. The Southern game.
Yeah.
Against FAMU, that was more sold out than homecoming, and that was one of the best experiences. Yeah. Wow. I'm telling you, the whole stadium, like homecoming didn't fill up the stadium. Southern, when they came, they filled up the stadium. I'm not talking about them, but like the whole stadium was filled with FAMU, rivalry. Yeah. So that was one of the best experience I had, and I was in the hundreds. So that was a big deal going against the jukebox. So that was a fun experience. But
two things that you dislike.
Oh, two things I don't. honestly, the disorganization,
Yeah.
that gets the messiness.
I ain't gonna lie, me and
The
Beast was
mess-
talking about it. This
It's very
like,
messy. Some things are just very messy. Like financial aid just needs to fix whatever.
oh
they're
my
doing.
God, me and Beast was talking about it. What?
Yeah.
And it's not, bro. If you ask every student, that would be the number one thing. Oh my
Yeah.
God. When I went to FAMU,
And
it was crazy, and it still is. And I graduated. People say it's still crazy.
yeah.
And Beast graduated like 12 years ago. And it's still crazy. All right, what's another thing?
One last thing. This is gonna be a little sensitive, but like I don't how.
Hey, this is a Big Zo podcast, man.
Come on.
Anything is you can say anything, man.
I'm gonna lay it down. I don't like how FAMU just keep saying we're the number one HBCU, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Number one HBCU is great, but when you say just number one HBCU, you're just comparing yourself to HBCUs. We're never gonna get better than, we're never gonna get better. We just compare ourselves to, all these other HBCUs like Cookman and I don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
Southern or I don't know who cares about them. I go to FAMU, so respect them.
They need to compare themselves to like Howard.
Yeah, I'm just like why not say like we're like the number one HBCU? Cool. We've been like that since how long? People know we the number one HBCU. How do we rank to like PWIs? We might. We're not there yet, but let's strive for it. Let's strive for this greatness that all these schools have. Let's not just keep saying, "Oh, we're the number one HBCU." We're never gonna get anywhere.
I like that.
Like people that come from FAMU like is ranked. Like they're film directors, there's pharmacists.
Yeah, I'm saying we got some good
great people.
We got graduates that are doing great things in life, and it's just like, why are we just comparing ourselves to just other HBCUs? That's the problem, really. We need to start comparing ourselves to
just regular universities.
Yeah, just we need to start. Yeah, so we can be better.
I like that. I mean, I respect that. I respect that.
I think Prime going to HBCU going to change that.
Oh yeah,
for all HBCU.
For Jackson State, yeah. Man, we appreciate you, man, for chopping it up with us.
Yeah, no problem.
This was like it's been we supposed to been do this, so I appreciate you for just letting it out, man. Let us know what you feel, man. Because it's crazy. Like people don't really think when people think about minorities and like racism, they like or it's automatically a black person, saying what they've been through. But it's like crazy. Like we don't really think about, Asian people go through it also. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
other races, yeah.
Yeah, man. Hopefully in 2021, man, we're done with 2022. We're done with 2020. Hopefully, we got, couple more weeks left. Hopefully, 2021, we start off in the right foot, man. Because I want
Kobe's 1 year old.
Man, I want 2021 to be on point, man. That's what I'm hoping with, man. And that racism, hopefully everybody could get along, work together. And at the end of the day, man, we all, God's children. You know what I'm saying? But man,
after this race war, we're gonna have a religion war, but that's another topic for another day.
That's another topic for another podcast, man. Hey, you want to give out? I don't know. Did you want to give out your podcast or not a podcast? Social media. Your social media.
Follow me on Instagram at sensei_5K. Same thing on Twitter. Just hit me up. I'm a pharmacist, about to be a pharmacist. So
hey, you about to be a doctor, so
hey, you gotta be a doctor.
So hey, so the black girl's gonna be. Matter of fact, we gonna go to Top Flight CD graduate, and you gonna walk in, Dr. Dewey in the building. And what's your name? What's your name? Hey, I'm Dr. Dewey. Where you from? Broward County. What Broward County at? You know Kodak Black from? Oh my God! I got an Asian hood, dude. Hey man, we appreciate you joining us, Big Zo podcast, man. Definitely. Hey, anybody watching this, man, do me a favor, click subscribe, follow us, continue to support us on Spotify and YouTube, every social media platform, Big Zo podcast, man. I go by the name of Berto.
Your boy Beast, man.
Hey Beast, did you got anything you wanted to say?
Nah, man, let's go get some beats, man. Beatsonthebeat.com.
Yeah, there you go, man. Hey, Dewey, once again, man, appreciate it, man.
Yo, appreciate you
You
guys
know,
for supporting the
man,
movement.
you holding
Remember
it
to
down
click
for all the Asian
subscribe
people
and
that,
leave a
that go
comment
through
below. Holla
HBCU,
at your
man.
boys. Big Zo Podcast
You're like the
everywhere.
Jeremy Lin of the
Miz on
HBCUs.
me.
No, let's not get that far. It's a lot of us, man.